We are hurtling toward the day when climate change could be irreversible.
Rising sea levels already altering this nation's coast.
China's capital is choking in its worst pollution of the year.
5% of species will become extinct.
Sea levels rising, glaciers melting.
Okay, enough. I get that climate change is happening, and it's not like I don't care about polar bears and melting ice caps. But what can I really do about it? I already recycle and use solar, but is that really doing anything? Although climate change is a top priority for many politicians, it often comes down to money. We could solve both climate change and that money problem with one simple solution that we have planned. We want polluters to pay for the waste that they produce. If you approve our plan, perhaps many electrical companies will switch to new, renewable resources to produce electricity. Currently, according to the CVUSD Facilities Master Plan, Westlake High School runs on 0% renewable energies, relying on fossil fuel and coal plants. We support our plan to put a price on pollution to help our school and California switch to renewable resources. If the plan passes, electricity costs will go up, incentivizing ordinary people like you and I to find cheaper alternatives. Although this is an ambitious plan, California is already switching to renewable resources according to real engineering.
With the majority of energy coming from natural gas, hydroelectricity, nuclear, and geothermal. In 2018, each of these energy sources has dropped in the percentage of total energy production, with solar rising to an astounding 19% in just 8 years, and wind more than doubling to 6.5%. Last year, Californian lawmakers set a goal of reaching 100% renewable energy for the state by 2045.
So instead of thinking that we are being harsh on pollution, instead believe that we are merely encouraging development in renewables. Westlake High School lunches also have no vegetarian or vegan options. This is a problem as 1/3 of all agricultural pollution is from meat-based products. Our plan is to encourage new plant-based alternatives to replace the meat options. To have this task accomplished, we will need to talk to food providers about new plant-based alternatives, along with proposing our plan to the school board. If we get approved, we have to train lunch staff in how to prepare and handle a new plant-based diet. Finally, we need to get rid of all meat alternatives. If this does not occur, then our school cannot be shown as an example of how getting rid of meat will reduce carbon emissions. This is because it proves that we are still reliant on meat. Of course, meat is more expensive than plants, so it would actually cost less money to have plant-based products instead of meat ones. Finally, let's talk about carpooling. Transportation causes about 80% of all carbon emissions on our campus. Many people drive a long distance to get to Westlake High School alone. Carpooling would cut emissions because it would require less cars to get to a destination. This would also reduce the congestion in the drop-off area near the bridge. Right now, there is no incentive to carpool, but what if we gave them one? Drop-off is congested due to the high amount of motor vehicles, and it is made more difficult by the gated community at the end of Lakeview Canyon Road. By creating an incentive drop-off area for carpooling, or a free parking space if you carpool, it would be a great incentive for those who carpool. This would be doable as according to the CVUSD Facilities Master Plan, we have 300 parking spaces above average. A new drop-off site is even being established by CVUSD. This would reduce the carbon footprint the greatest if people chose to carpool, due to the majority of carbon emissions coming from transportation. So why are we doing this? The climate is changing and is becoming more and more devastating to many communities. We have experienced the firsthand. So why are we doing this? The climate is changing and becoming more and more devastating to many communities. We have experienced this firsthand with the massive wildfires plaguing Southern California. We are doing this because our climate is rapidly evolving and becoming more and more dangerous with every passing day. Even from the past 6 years, it has gotten so much worse. Westlake High School is burning through 15 tons of CO2 every single day and is 100% running on fossil fuels. We need help from everybody because change is achieved in the masses.